2019 Audi A7 car review. Ever since its introduction early this decade, the Audi A7 has gotten credibility towards the four-door coupe concept, thanks on the car's winning mixture of luxurious refinement and sporting character covered with some particularly fetching sheet metal. For its follow-up effort, the A7 grows much more handsome, but you will find greater changes underneath its freshly pressed skin. The good points of 2019 Audi A7: lusty powertrain, dazzling interior, devilishly handsome. The bad points of 2019 Audi A7: our touchscreen interface, self-steering might use some work. Americans are denied some high-tech toys. The dimensions closely mimic that regarding the outgoing car, however the design employs more crisp lines and sharp angles. The model is again a hatchback, and also at the trailing fringe of the liftgate can be a spoiler that deploys at 75 miles per hour flanking the low, more hexagonal grille. The A7 offers 3 different headlight setups: standard LEDs, matrix LEDs, and matrix LEDs with laser high beams. The final 2 are established unconfirmed for the US market. The taillights, which span the width on the car, contain 13 element units at each and every side connected by an LED center strip. The front and rear turn signals glow sequentially, and once the car is locked or unlocked, the leading and rear lights perform a little flashy choreography. The A7 shares its architecture while using redesigned 2019 A8 as well as the upcoming next generation A6, although sub-8s have a reduced amount of aluminum within their final build. The platform's highlights incorporate a 48-volt hybrid assist system, greater self-driving capability, and also a redesigned MMI interface. For our market, the A7 also comes in a single mechanical configuration having a 335 horsepower turbocharged 3.0-liter V6, which supplants the 2018 model's supercharged 6 in the same displacement and output. It's followed by Audi's 7-speed dual-clutch S-tronic transmission instead of the 8-speed conventional automatic used previously, and quattro all-wheel drive is standard. On the street, the A7 deftly blends polish and gratification. The transmission's light throttle upshifts are but imperceptible, in part as the engine is really quiet, and its particular low-speed behavior is smooth enough to secure for a torque converter automatic. Yet it's also quick to snap off downshifts when requested. The Turbo 6's maximum torque comes online greater than 1,500 revolutions per minute under before and peaks at 369 lb-ft up from 325 previously, and it's available on the broad span from 1,370 to 4,500 revolutions per minute. The muscular V6 effectively motivates the lighter new A7. Audi claims a 4,001 pound curb weight for your Eurospec version, a reduction of in excess of 150 pounds, and turbo lag is minimal, otherwise entirely vanquished. The engine's flexibility as well as the transmission's responsiveness imply that there's little must bother with dynamic mode, which hangs through to lower gears unnecessarily long. Or choose your ratio using the paddles or shifters +- gate. A subtler sort of hybrid. The powertrain's standard 48-volt hybrid element is basically invisible and will also be particularly so in new S cars. The system's regenerative braking recoups nearly 16 horsepower while diesel stores it inside 48-volt battery located in the cargo floor, and feeds it on the engine's crankshaft using a belt-driven motor generator, that also functions as your vehicle's alternator and stop-start engine starter. The hybrid system doesn't improve the powertrain's maximum output but torque fills to lessen perceived turbo lag along with the V6's workload, including and will shut down entirely for engine off-coasting, a function that's seamless but one we won't get here. For us, The primary benefit on the 48-volt technique is that it allows the car stop-start feature to work more smoothly and much more often. Cleverly, that system can trigger a restart if your forward-facing radar is aware that the vehicle ahead begins moving, as opposed to waiting for your driver to lift off of the brake. In the US, the A7 will offer you a choice of standard steel springs or perhaps adaptive suspension with air springs, as about the cars we drove. Audi claims its Drive Select system now offers greater differentiation among its various settings, plus the comfort mode definitely affords the best ride quality while still keeping body motions well controlled. In auto and dynamic modes, the 25540R20 Michelins acknowledge pavement imperfections using a solid VIN. The dynamic setting adds some heft to your otherwise overly light steering but doesn't offer any notable improvement in handling, not it really needs improving. As revealed over a series of spins and switchbacks, the A7 chassis turns with newfound enthusiasm and carves corners just like an alpine skier. The cars we drove, however, had the benefit from four-wheel steering, which won't be provided on A7s inside the States, although Organic Beef get the feature about the forthcoming S7. Robots take the wheel. Audi's Level 3 autonomous driving capability is an additional feature not coming on the U.S. at least not prior to the regulatory clouds disperse. We didn't experience it but did check out the adaptive cruise control with stop-and-go functionality. It provides for use in city traffic, although if your vehicle is stopped for in excess of a few seconds the driving force needs to prod the accelerator or flick the cruise control stalk get started again. We discovered that cruise controlled stopping introduced a vibration that wasn't present otherwise, and also the driver really has to be alert, as the adaptive cruise is usually caught napping when the auto it's following pulls off the highway, revealing stopped traffic ahead. The lane keeping assist, which works independently with the cruise control, can self-steer to get a few moments at any given time, however it doesn't perform a great job centering the automobile in the lane. The A7 also will give you self-parking capability, including from outside your vehicle via smartphone app. Screen gems. The more impressive technology is from the cabin, where 3 generously sized screens are saved to hand to wow showroom goers for when you count your little friend touchscreen that operates the spine climate control. In front in the driver is Audi's familiar 12.3-inch virtual cockpit configurable instrument cluster. It's joined by a fully new MMI system that ditches the pop-up display and rotary controller for 2 touchscreens with haptic feedback, which might be fully incorporated into the dash design and candid toward the motive force. The 10.1-inch upper screen is employed primarily for that audio system, the map display, even though the map could also appear inside virtual cockpit, the digital camera feed, also to alter the auto's many settings. All climate control functions move towards the 8.6-inch lower screen, with fan speed and temperature adjustable by tapping or by swiping. The lower screen, where one can finger draw inputs for Google or navigation searches, the system recognizes whole words, not merely one letter at any given time. And aside from the climate control display, the viewer screen can display programmed shortcuts along the top 4 each time, in approximately 8 groupings, for 32 total. The shortcuts may be radio presets, navigation destinations, or phone contacts. In the new system, just the volume knob survives, in addition to buttons to call up the driving force assist menu as well as the exterior camera views. The exterior cameras could be the neatest new feature, offering a 3D view with the car that could be manipulated to discover what's next on the vehicle on any side. And one of several various 2D views, front, rear, overhead, is but one that can give a top-down look at leading or rear wheels and warn you when you're on the verge of curb or rim. although the system's functionality is greatly enhanced. MMI, like all touchscreens, requires more eyes of throat time than do physical controls. Also, the larger lower screen means there's nowhere to get cell phones and sunglasses other than inside cup holders, the doorway pockets, and the cubby beneath the center armrest. The armrest bin, which home to an inductive charging pad and two on the 4 USB ports, together with the other two being inside the rear. As we've arrived at expect in the Audi, the inside materials and design execution are largely above reproach. On our example, smooth leather covered the dash plus the door tops, with micro suede around the ceiling plus the door panels. Lighting that outlines the edges on the console plus the tops on the doors looks cool during the night, but within the daytime the plentiful brush-sheet metal trim can annoyingly reflect direct sunlight. Audi surely could carve out fractionally more rear seat legroom, and that is now generous, although headroom remains marginal. The rear bench has seatbelts for 3, folded down, and also the cargo hold offers 49 cubic feet of space, or a still impressive 19 cubes behind a corner seatbacks. This redesign maintains the A7's fashionable the way they look while bolstering its tech quotient and burnishing its drivability. Even with several of its new elements off-limits to Americans, the A7 again is the best argument to the German confection, which is the 4-door coupe. MMI oh my. The A7 along while using new A8 marks the primary true overhaul of Audi's MMI interface. The new system scraps the rotary controller and its particular surrounding function buttons. Instead, you can find two touchscreens, a 10.1-inch upper unit along with an 8.6-inch lower one, because both versions confirm inputs with haptic feedback. The upper is employed primarily for that audio system, camera view, and map display. However, the map may appear inside the configurable instrument screen and alter your vehicle's settings. All climate control functions move towards the lower screen, with fan speed and temperature adjustable by tapping or swiping. The lower screen also permits finger drawing inputs for Google or navigation searches, whole words, not simply letter by letter. In addition, the low screen can display programmed shortcuts along the top 4 during a period, on as much as 8 pages, for 32 total. The shortcuts might be radio presets, navigation destinations, or phone contacts. Only the volume knob and also the buttons that call up the driving force assist menu along with the exterior camera view survive the touchscreen takeover. The exterior camera stands out as the most trick new feature, though, offering a 3D view with the car that could display any side on the vehicle. And one of many various 2D views is certainly one that can include an overhead look at the leading or rear wheels to inform you when you're gonna curb a rim. JL.